the mirror, I'm too hard to do. I got the superstar glow, so to the boogie line. Side step right left to my beat. I like the moon rock with me, baby. Know that I got that heat. Let me show you 'cause talk is cheap. A side step right left to my beat. Get it, let it roll.
I'm the nice guy. Got the right body and the right mind. Rolling up the party, got the right vibes. Move like haters. Fresh boy, pull up and we lay low. All the players get moving when the bass low. Go on me right behind us when we say so. Let's go.
Side step right left to my beat. I like the moon rock with me, baby. Know that I got that heat. Let me show you 'cause talk is cheap. Side step right left to my beat. Get it, let it roll.
Smooth like cool shade, and you know we don't stop. High like ain't no. You been like, oh my god. We gon' make it rock in his head. We gon' make it bounce in his head. Hotter, sweeter, cooler, butter.
Get it, let it roll.
Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A dedication to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Baby, we're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright.
Check. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as the show is ready to begin.
All right, well, welcome back. It is good to see everybody. All right, so, you know, you're just like, it feels like church on Sunday. You all sit in the exact same spots every year. Let me just to confirm that, where's the middle school? Always in the back, right? There we go. Well, folks, it's great to be with you. I am grateful for your time. If we've not met before, my name is Grant, and I serve as a superintendent here in Marietta City Schools, and I'm humbled and honored just to have a few minutes with you today. As we do to honor our country and those who serve to protect it, would you please stand and remain standing for the presentation of colors? And singing our national anthem today, we welcome back to this stage Tia Carthers.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated. Tia, come with me real quick. Do you remember Tia as a Marietta High School student or Marietta student? A middle school, elementary, the girl who came up through the system. You get a bunch of your favorite teachers out here, right? Yes. Well, and there's two in the audience here. We heard a "That's my baby" and "Mine too." But what you and I know is what, Tia? They didn't even know you were going to be singing today, did they? You want to give a shout out to your mom and dad?
Mom? Oh, there she is right there.
She's in the back. That's the middle school people sit in the back.
There she's right there.
I heard,
Dad, I heard you over
I
here.
heard Dad over here. There's
There
Dad.
he is.
And then you got a whole bunch, and we watched you grow up on this stage, didn't we?
Yeah. Second grade was my first production here on this stage, actually.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, she is at Valdosta State, obviously crushing it, and representing all of us, not just mom and dad. Congratulations to you. We're so grateful you were here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to invite our staff who may be standing. There are plenty of seats, and you get to sit in front, right close to me. I can see who you are. And there's also an entire 2 rows, a row over here. So please come on in and get seated. We'll have some other people joining us a bit later, and I want to make sure they have space as well. So listen, it's an honor and an absolute privilege to be with you. I'm so grateful for your time, and there certainly will be a variety of things that we talk about this morning. Part about who we are and what we stand for, kind of a reflection for the impact that we have. But this morning is made possible due to some very generous sponsors, and I would like to invite both Kathy and Laura on stage. Kathy representing the Credit Union of Georgia, a familiar face to so many of us. Kathy, thank you for coming and joining us this morning. They made breakfast possible. And I'll let Kathy start, and then I will also want to introduce Laura next. But Kathy, please, thank you.
Thank you, Grant. Good morning, Marietta City. We are so happy to be back again this year providing breakfast with the foundation. It's our honor to be here every year and kick off the 2025-2026 school year this year. So as you know, we're a proud supporter of education. We're grateful for the opportunity to welcome you back. We believe in investing in those who invest in our children, and we applaud each and every one of you for what you do each and every day. So thank you again to Laura, Joe, and Stacy with the Marietta Schools Foundation. They partner with us every year and provide the Chick-fil-A and coffee. Also, thank you to Tanya with the West Cobb Chick-fil-A. She knocked it out of the park this morning, got everything here. We're ready to roll. As if some of you don't know, we were founded for educators. We're a teachers credit union. We have been around since 1960, so over 65 years we've been serving you and our community. We serve them as well. So from loans to credit cards to checking accounts to our Cougar Kids Club, we are your one-stop financial institution. Plus, we're here when you need us. If it's a chat and online banking between your classes, if you're stopping by a branch on a Saturday morning, we're open 9 to 1. If you're giving us a call on the way to the football game, go Blue Devils on a Friday night, or stopping by the ATM on a Sunday, we're here to help you out. So I kind of did this last year, and I'm going to do it again this year. I have a little poem that I made I'm going to say, and then we're going to end it here and give it over to Laura. But roses are red. Marietta Blue Devils are blue. Credit Union of Georgia is always here for Marietta City Schools because we love you. Have a wonderful school year.
Well, and Kathy, before you step aside, I just want to put it in context, and just so you all know, because a lot of times you're busy in schools, but Kathy is a part of our Marietta Schools Foundation. Kathy also is a part of the Marietta Business Association. So many different ways in which she is part of the fabric of the school district, but literally working hard through the Business Association and others to give money right back to you and back to our kids in the form of scholarships, in addition to everything she does at schools, whether it's providing breakfast or lunch or what have you. So Kathy, thank you for all that you do. We feel like you're part of the family, not just because you feed us, but because you invest so much into Marietta, so thank you. And Laura used to wear a West Side Stinger shirt, and now Laura has transitioned from a Stinger to the Marietta Schools Foundation. So Laura, we are thrilled and grateful for you and the foundation. Certainly thank you for providing breakfast this morning. Anything you want to share with the group?
Thank you. Well, welcome back, Marietta. On behalf of the Marietta Schools Foundation, we are so excited to be here. Welcome back for the school year. It's going to be a great school year. I am Laura Krause. I'm the proud executive director of the Marietta Schools Foundation. Since 1983, we have been supporting Marietta City Schools through scholarships, awards, and project funding. As you're thinking about this year, if there's anything we can do to support you, please reach out. We're here for you. Let's make this year incredible together. Thanks.
And just as context, Marietta Schools Foundation, since their inception, has given close to $1 million to graduating seniors in the form of scholarships. So thank you for those who support Marietta Schools Foundation. Certainly thank you to Laura. So as we come back together this year, and certainly we look ahead, there's also a moment for us to stop and pause and look backwards. And I have the privilege and the honor of walking in and out of classrooms and in and out of schools, and I get to see the magic that maybe some of you don't get to see across our entire district. I'm so grateful for a quick moment to share with you what it looks like in our school.
You can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself
Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. 'Cause you
nigga could be broke.
Do it for your people, do it for your pride. You ain't never gonna know if you never even try.
Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're
Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the burning flame, and the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion, be a champion, be a champion, be a champion. Walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the burning flame, and the world's gonna know your name. And every other walk to the Hall of Fame. Be a champion, you can be the best. You can be a champion, banging on your chest. You can be a champion, you can be the world. You can be a champion, banging on the wall. You can be a champion, you can be the clock. You can be a champion, you can bring rocks. You can be a champion, dedicated champion, standing in the Hall of Fame.
I absolutely love watching you. Like, I love watching you over the course of the year. So, like, thank you for sharing those moments with us. And I hope in some ways a look backwards is as special to you as it is to me as we watch that video. I want to take a moment and also acknowledge our Board of Education. We are so incredibly fortunate in Marietta. At the end of the day, you can look in other places across this country and see a whole lot of drama that comes out of school boards. And the reality is that our school board provides incredible stability, incredible vision. And at the end of the day, they always ask two questions: what's best for our staff and what's best for our children? We've had board members like Irene Behrens, who has served for almost 25 years on this board and continues to do such. And Carrie Minervini, I'll never forget the moment when I watched Carrie look at a high school diploma that she was going to be handing to her senior, who's now at UGA, and as board chair, her name was on that diploma. And A.B. Almy always talking about pushing us to do better and be bigger. How do we go next level? And certainly Jason Waters, who has announced that he's transitioning out of the Marietta City School Board, but he joins you here having seen an entire class from kindergarten all the way to high school senior. And I wanted to give them an opportunity in this important moment of transition. Really, the stability and the vision for our districts rests with them. And others who, like our board chair, Jeff DeJarnett, and Jaylene Hunter, really pushing on literacy, and Angela Orange is a member of this community, deeply invested, honoring each and every one of you. Every single one of them provides stability, provides a vision. And what I wanted to give them this morning was the opportunity to share with you what you mean to them and how special it is for them to serve you in this community.
I'm not sure coming in if you have a list of things you hope to accomplish.
Every time I'm in the community and I see a school bus full of kids, I still feel the weight of this role.
I saw a whole class come through, and so that's pretty special.
It has been the biggest blessing I can possibly think of. We have moved mountains.
Where you actually sit down with some quiet time and think about what's been accomplished. It makes me really proud.
Kids are really blessed to be a part of this district, and I think the best thing is every kid really does matter in this district.
It's been a great journey, that's for sure, and what I'm most proud of is our work that we've done on literacy.
If a kid can't read, whether it's math or science, they're not going to learn very much. So yeah, I'm very proud of what not we as a board have really done as much as what we as a system, what our teachers have been able to do.
What we're doing works, and people are noticing. People that see kids every single day from different districts are saying, there's something really great going on here.
It's not lost on me that the people who are doing the real hard work are our teachers, who are day in, day out, providing that kind of instruction, loving on those kids, giving them the next step to reach their fullest potential.
The next generation of that, the next evolution of that, I think is important. What does that look like? Are we preparing kids?
And to even feel like I have a small part in helping to get them across that stage is just, it's so humbling.
This is a caring, close-knit community. Any need that a student or a family has, this community rallies together.
Marietta City Schools are a family, and you have to give, but they will never let you fall.
Hi, my name is A.B. Almy.
Angela Orange.
Irene Behrens.
I'm Jason Water.
Gary Benervini.
Jaylene Hunter,
Jeff DeJarnett.
Marietta City Schools.
Board of Education.
I know there are several who couldn't make it this morning due to other family commitments, but I wanted to ask our 4 board members who are here, would you just please join so we can, stand rather, so we can acknowledge you. Thank you so very much for your service. I am incredibly grateful to this board. I'm also incredibly grateful to the whole team of people who make this possible. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge, and from Dan and Emma, who are back in the sound booth, and Josh and his kids, Dempsey, who came in early to make sure we could broadcast this. So any other people who wanted to watch, like my 86-year-old mother, I hope she figured out the YouTube link. Love you, Mom. And for our communications department, each one of them, led by Chris Fiore, all of them working hard, staying late to make sure that we can provide something for you that hopefully is worth your time and hopefully worth your reflection. I also certainly thank Kim Blass and others down here in front to make this possible. And this entire team, Tiffany and Sarah and Katie and Gwendolyn, all of us come together and really plan several months out on how do we try to make this worth your time. And always in every conversation, we try to figure out, like, where's the funny? And you might remember 2 years ago, we had this idea that we were going to call kids in and we were going to ask them to basically talk about you. Do you remember that? And we asked them some simple questions, like, what do you think they do over the summer? But we also asked them, like, hey, what makes you mad? And they told us. And 1 or 2 of them even guessed your age. I don't think you look 50-something. But that was an idea we had 2 years ago. In case you don't remember, let me share with you a quick glimpse about what the kids say.
Just cleaning up her house because she's 50-something years old.
Hey! Angela, you're going to your principal's office.
They get frustrated when nobody's listening.
It's a lot.
I think they go shopping on one of those teacher Target sprees.
That goes to country parties. Yeah, like a cowgirl. We are learning. You better be listening.
He smiles, but in kind of a sarcastic way, like how my mom does.
I don't know which one of you that is. My kid says the same thing to me. So I felt bad. I told you that last year. I felt bad because I teed the kids up to basically have fun at your expense. So because I felt bad for the position I put teachers in, I decided to last year, in our effort when we were planning, that we wanted to have a little fun at whose expense? Do you remember? The principals, right? Everybody likes to make fun of the principals. So in case you don't remember or weren't here, this is what it looked like last year when we wanted to poke at the boss.
This is PG, everybody gonna be watching this, so I don't wanna don't get me in trouble.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. I think that describes her pretty well.
Oh Lord,
Probably Eye of the Dragon. Eye of the
Tiger. Or Luck if you bug.
It's the middle school.
Only because she loves spreadsheets. You know that song Freak in the Sheets? If there's a spreadsheet, she's got it.
Yeah, by Usher. You know, piece of MSGA down.
Spice Girls, yeah, I can actually see him sitting there singing.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
We are family. Of course, all I'm thinking right now is like kids' pop songs.
This ain't Texas, ain't no hold on.
Straight hip hop. Old school hip hop.
Definitely Taylor Swift. Cruise somewhere. That one, I don't know, but when she comes to school, her music is not blasting, it is thumping.
It was fun, wasn't it? And I still don't think Christina Wagner's bangs moved all year long. Just kidding, Christina. So I told you about this team that comes together and we try to find opportunities. I mean, absolutely, I want you to reflect. I want you to think. I hope in some small way inspire, but I really want you to laugh. So we were in this room, right, a couple months ago, and we were planning. So, okay, we had fun at the teacher's expense. We sort of picked at the boss, right, the principal. Well, who's next? And someday. Who was that? Some middle school person in the back. So I'm sitting at this table, right? And I knew at that point, I mentioned that Jason was going to be transitioning and Carrie as board members. I was like, oh, this is my opportunity, right? Let's make fun of the board. So I was all excited. Irene is staring at the side of my head right now. I can like feel all 25 years of it right here. So I was all excited about the idea. I was like, hey, why not, right? And then everybody else, that team I told you about that sits around the table was like, this is the worst idea I've ever heard. And so they said what you said. They said, it's your turn. And the only rule was, although I've seen every aspect of our time together, there are 3 videos I have not seen. I have no idea what's about to happen. And I'm going to say to any one of you, because I don't know who's involved, I haven't seen it, you know what they say about paybacks, right? So this was the idea that I was certainly open to because I know what comes around goes around, but I think I'm the object of the joke this year, and I have no idea what's about to play truthfully, so let's watch it together.
No, I don't want to do this.
Do you have anything negative to say about Dr. Rivera?
Not a single thing.
I prefer to remain anonymous for this. Thank you. This is not my strength. Go Big Blue.
Oh, come on. I don't know. I mean, he says so much.
You guys are trying to set me up here.
One is let's pivot. Pivot was one. We do a lot of pivoting.
ROI.
Are you tracking? Are you tracking me here?
If this doesn't apply to you, delete.
I want to land this thing.
You pick up the phone and it's, hey, how you doing?
When he calls you, your phone rings and he'll say, hey, do you have a minute? No, I don't have a minute. I'm an elementary school principal.
Pervasive and immediate change.
Quite candidly.
I think it means like we're doing this now.
I've got people for that.
Other than the safety of our students and staff, this is the most important thing that we are committed to.
I mean, Chuck!
So I've not seen that. I have a couple thoughts. My hair doesn't look like that. This job has made it grayer, and it's also, I think, falling out. I don't have like flowing locks. I don't know what to say. You know, I'm afraid to say anything because they have all my isms, and if one comes out right now, you're gonna be like, see, I told you so. So just because I kind of want to maintain some degree of credibility and respect, you might remember last year at the end of our time together, we gave away a bunch of gifts. Where's Hannah? Hannah won a grill from Johnny Sinclair. Are you good at steaks? Yeah. Good. Well, so here's the thing. You're wondering if we're going to do a grill again. The answer is yes. But in an effort to kind of suck up to you after they all made fun of me, we're going to do some gifts now and throughout our time together. Is that okay? Okay, so it's not going to be me, though, because I actually brought out somebody a whole lot more special than me. But you can pull out your tickets. And I wanted to invite back somebody extremely special. Oh, you're all grabbing your tickets. Or talking about me, one of the two. All right, so I wanted to invite somebody really special. Would you join me in welcoming to the stage, back again, started at Lockheed, went all the way through Marietta High School, class of 2025, valedictorian, Mr. Caleb Whitlow. All right, Caleb joins us, not only valedictorian, high school staff rocked that graduation speech. Would you agree? Yes. Absolutely. He also was a drum major for 3 years. How many of you have been in the band? Anybody in the band? Have you ever heard of a drum major for 3 straight years? No, he's special. And also student body president here at Marietta High School. And now he's off. If you don't see it on his shirt, you'll see it on the picture behind us. This stud is off to Georgia Tech. Caleb, I know you're going to give away 3 gifts right now and more later, but you got a whole bunch of fans in the audience.
Yes, sir. Well, good morning. That was bad. Good morning. I'm so happy to be back and see so many familiar faces. I was just here, so I've already seen many of y'all. But y'all really make Marietta what it is, so just a round of applause real quick for y'all. Thank y'all everything. So like Dr. Rivera mentioned, we have 3 gifts right now, and the way it's going to work is you should have gotten a raffle when you first got here, when you first arrived. No? Whoa, whoa.
Well, we're going anyway. All right. Because some of you were laughing at that video just a second ago. I got no sympathy for you. All right, Caleb, rapid fire, what's first?
Yes, sir. So the first thing we have is a Marietta swag basket to start it off from the Marietta Schools Foundation. So we can go ahead and start the generator. It's the last 4 digits. Check your last 4 digits, 4033. 4033.
Do we have a winner? 4033. Did I hear a woo? If not, we're gonna hit the random number generator again.
Going once.
Not seeing any hands fly up.
Going twice.
Kim, hit it again. Oh, do we have it? Nope. Okay.
We have 4052. 4052.
No, really, it's working well. Let's try it one more time. Let's try it one more time, and then I'm gonna grab a basket here and try it the old-fashioned way. 3723. Anybody?
3.
Well, that's a riot. Okay, Brittany, come on out here. Caleb, pick a ticket.
Okay, we have 3552.
It's almost, you know what? We're going to hit the grill and you're all going to be like, me. All right.
There we go.
Okay. We will, at the end, come up to the corner of the stage and we will give you your gift. Hang on to it. Got it. Fantastic. Caleb, we've got some more. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Self-care package.
Yes, we have a self-care package, so we can go ahead and hit the number generator. Oh, actually, no. Oops. Old-fashioned way. I'm sorry. I'm not used to old-fashioned. Last 4 digits, 3482. Maybe?
Do it again. Oh, hey, we got it.
There we go.
All right. We will give it to you at the end. Thank you. And last one for this round, Caleb.
Last one, we have a 50-minute massage. Ooh.
During pre-planning week, if you want it.
All right. We have 2987.
Yeah. All right. 2987, we got you. All right, thank you, Caleb. We're going to have you back. I promise we'll do it the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way.
Thanks, Caleb. All right, so I want to transition just a bit to talk to you about some different aspects of Marietta City Schools and what we value and what we believe, really in many ways to take care of you. We are incredibly fortunate as a city school district to also have a city police department in partnership with the mayor and city council. It's exceptional. And what we have done in recent years, but particularly in recent months, is to collaborate with them on what are the additional layers of safety for you and our kids. Many of you know there's a lot of things in place. It isn't my time this morning to rehash every safety measure. It's simply to share with you these are the recent things that have been put in place to take care of you and our kids. Wasn't Alex that said, after safety, our most important thing is? That's this. So I want to share with you a couple things. First, AI weapons detection. So understand this is a system integrated across cameras on every campus in our district, pre-K all the way through high school. Not my place to tell you specifically where that would compromise. But so I want you to know that we have tested over the course of the summer with Marietta Police Department weapons detection that gets integrated into the camera system, interior and exterior of buildings, all with the explicit purpose of keeping you safe. Is it perfect? No. Is it a layer? Yes. And it's something we've done in collaboration with Marietta Police Department. Second, we've also, at 4 campuses, grades 6 through 12, we will be implementing pass-through weapons detection. I'm going to be honest with you. As a high school principal, if you had told me we would have had metal detectors, I would have said no way. But this is actually something that's become so much socialized in society. It's the same thing we do when we came to a football game on Friday night, when you came to graduation, when you go to Mercedes-Benz, you go to State Farm Arena. The idea that you can seamlessly pass through. Because it's a layer. Perfect? No. Layer? Yes. For you? Absolutely. And we've done it in partnership with the Marietta Police Department. But what I want to say to you, and particularly why I wanted to park here on this for a moment, is I want to say thank you to the staff at MSGA, MMS, Marietta High School, and Woods Wilkins. Why? When we rolled this out, it requires staff to lean in and to be a part of it. Safety is everybody's responsibility. And to the staff at those schools, you are able to do what so many other schools and districts have said is not possible, which is lean in and acknowledge that safety is everyone's responsibility, even if that means we're at doors in the morning with a smile on our face getting kids into the building seamlessly. So it's another layer. There's also another one that's less about staff and more about kids, and that's vape detection. I wish it wasn't a reality. I wish it wasn't a reality, but let's be honest. What happens in our community sometimes comes in our schools. I will never forget walking into Officer Adams' office at the middle school. And I said to him, hey, Adams, do you have a concern about vapes? He said, hang on a minute. And he goes to his safe and he pulls out 3 bags, big Ziploc bags filled with vapes. He goes, this is just what I've gotten thus far in the semester. We're worried about kids and their health. We're exceptionally worried that they're buying these things off the street or online and we actually don't know what's in them. And I want to acknowledge and thank, just like weapons detection, pass-through weapons detection requires all of our staff at those 4 campuses to lean in, vape detectors are being placed in every student bathroom across these 3 campuses, the middle school, the high school, and Woods Wilkins. And it puts pressure on our admin team, but I want to acknowledge them and say thank you because we believe the health of our children is important. Also, I want to acknowledge other things that have taken place in Marietta. Step back on just a lighter moment. Many of you know Officer Hill and Barney. So for those who don't know, several years ago, through Kim Blass, her office, Community Partners, we were able to purchase a crisis response canine. Kindergarten teachers. You know what it's like on the first day of school when the kids just don't want to get off the bus or out of the car? And they're upset as kindergartners? And Barney's there to make them feel better. Elementary teachers in the room. How many of you at one point had Barney in your classroom? Love it on your kids. Many of us. Well, Barney's not here today because Paul Hill's on a cruise. We love him anyway. But Barney was one more. I mean, is it like the equipment of AI weapons detection and vape detectors and past? No, but it's also about the safety of our children and the well-being of them when they're in crisis. And the pictures of Barney and Paul with kids, I mean, it's magical. And we've seen it all across our district. You know, funny story is that what used to happen on the first day of school, the mayor, chief of police, fire chief, and myself, we would all walk in and out of classrooms. And when we walk in, I would be like, hey, the mayor's here, because we visit every campus on the first day of school. The mayor's here. And you know what they'd say to the mayor? Do you know Officer Hill? That was like 3 years ago. Now we walk in and they say, where's Barney? And I always say, it's like Barney and his assistant, right? But even amidst all of that, I don't want to lose sight of the individuals, the people who we collaborate with on a regular basis who keep you safe. It might be an ism, but it's also a truth. And I just want to acknowledge them. Would you join me as we welcome our partners with Marietta Police Department and our own internal safety and security staff out on stage? Thank you. Gentlemen, come up forward here real quick. They were making fun of me earlier, so I might do the same with you. I just want to acknowledge them by name. Let me start with the gentlemen who take care of the high school. I wanted to acknowledge Officer Price and Officer Mancia. Would you gentlemen take a wave? So, certainly grateful for Officer Mancia. He also serves in the Navy Reserves in addition to supporting us at the high school, so thank you. If you haven't noticed, my abs do not look like Officer Price. Do they, Price? Maybe. I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of our time together. It could come up. You know, this is the guy, I'm always grateful because when I feel like if I come to a high school event, there's a chance to cheer on kids. I always see him there. A soccer game, a July 4th parade, he's there waving at us. But I'm always worried because he really judges other people on what they eat. I eat a lot of junk food. That's why my abs don't look like his. You do, don't you? Somewhat. Hey, high school staff, if he puts anything in his mouth that's not broccoli and carrots this year, would you call me? All right, acknowledging some of the other gentlemen that are here, I want to give a special thank you. I referenced him earlier, but Officer Adams at the middle school and Officer Farul, gentlemen, thank you. You got a fan club, boys. Adams, we're grateful for you. Thank you for all that you do each and every day. I know you also teach boxing and coach boxing and local pals. But he also, when I was like, hey, is there anything special about you? He said, will you tell everybody that I'm single? I mean, Adams, it's true. You are single. We can move along. He's a boxer. I'd like to move along, okay? Now, Farul, I know you're laughing at him, but I'm not done with you yet either. Anyway, he's... I think I just heard, like, did you say raffle ticket? Hey, whatever you want, I'm here to serve you, okay? But for real, I mean, listen, so father of two, 16 and 12-year-old boys. So not just a role model at our middle school, but also a role model for his boys in his home. But he's really proud of his biceps. Can you show us? I haven't seen biceps like those since Chris Ragsdale. Some of you get the joke, some of you don't. You know, here's the problem. So I was super respectful of Mancia because my dad's a Marine. I appreciate his service to our country, but I guarantee you the next time I'm at the middle school or high school, I will get a parking ticket from one of these people. But I want to acknowledge two other gentlemen. Sergeant Rakestraw is here. He leads this team. Are you nervous? No. So, some people call him Sergeant, some people call him Rakestraw. His actually preferred nickname is Jerry. So if you see him, you can drop the title, just call him Jerry, right? And he's also a huge Alabama fan. So I was wondering, hey, Jerry, how does it feel to be in a room full of Georgia fans and lose every year? Yeah, right. All right. We're George's daddy. Listen to that guy. And then lastly, but certainly not least, Brian Wallace. So Brian is a part of our staff. He previously served along these gentlemen as an SRO at Marietta Middle School, Marietta High School. Then went on to work for Arthur Blank Sports and Entertainment. His job literally was to take care of Atlanta United, the Atlanta Falcons. Taylor Swift comes to town. Brian literally is the person who is taking care of Mercedes-Benz Stadium to make sure that a whole bunch of Swifties, myself included, were safe. I went begrudgingly. I actually kind of barked at my wife because I thought it was too expensive, and then I had the best time ever, and I've listened to Taylor Swift ever since. Right, Jillian? Right, Jillian? Yes. But all jokes aside, Brian supports all of our campuses, and we are so fortunate to have someone with his expertise. Candidly, he owns and he leads our campuses relative to safety. And the reason for that is I want to give him a place where he has some authority, because at home, he has absolutely no voice. Because Brittany Wallace tells him what to do. Right, Brian? Gentlemen, all jokes aside, I want to say this, and I mean it with my whole heart, as I know you do as well. I have been in places with you, Sergeant Rakestraw in particular. I'll never forget a night where you stood in front of our families right here in this auditorium, and you said, "I will take a bullet for you." They do the same for each and every one of you and our kids. They're here to make safety and security a priority. They advise us constantly, but more importantly than that, they keep us safe so you can do what you do best. Gentlemen, we value you, we appreciate you. We are so grateful that you're here. On behalf of my kids, their kids, our families, and everyone, thank you for the service you provide to our community. Thank you. I don't know how to explain to Caleb that officer became a raffle prize. So we'll figure that out later. But moving right along, speaking of winning, I want to share something with you. There's a really unique opportunity we have in Marietta City Schools around the Georgia Peach Tax Credit. Quick question, it's simple. I'm not trying to get you arrested or in trouble. It's just a really honest question. How many of you in here know that you will write a check to the state of Georgia, the Department of Revenue, because you owe Georgia state taxes? Hands up. How many of you in here have no idea if you pay your taxes? Thank you for a couple honest people. So, just because I want you to stay employed and I don't want to garnish your wages, if you pay Georgia state taxes, there's a very unique opportunity that is available across the entire state of Georgia. And that idea is that there are certain entities, sometimes nonprofits, in our case, Marietta City Schools, where if I owe, for example, $100 to the state of Georgia after I do my taxes, I can earmark the exact same amount of money, $100, and I don't actually give it to the Department of Revenue, we actually give it to an organization that then funnels it to schools who are eligible. It's called the Georgia Peach Tax Credit. We are doing it in partnership with the Cobb Community Foundation, Sherry Martin and others. And quite honestly, folks, we are the only school district, the public school district, the entire state of Georgia doing it like this. And I want to tell you about it in part so you understand what we believe makes us special, different, and better and supports children. But I also say, if you pay Georgia taxes, would you like to be a part of it? Let me show you what it looks like. So the idea is that starting with this year's freshman class, the kids that will walk in a week from tomorrow, every one of them is eligible by the time they walk across the stage in 2029 to get a $1,000 scholarship. Every single kid. Because what we will do is we will leverage the money that's available through the Georgia Peach Tax Credit, and each year the kids will perform and do certain things. So I'll give you an example. Above all else, we're going to say to our high school kids, high school staff, we expect you to meet this standard for attendance, grades, and behavior. And then freshman year, we want you to take science and look at that report and have a meeting to discuss it. Sophomore, if you do that, you get $250. That goes into account that you're eligible to get when you graduate. You continue with attendance, behavior, and grades in sophomore year. You do your personal project, take the PSAT, you get another $250. You get to your junior year. We believe that taking a financial literacy course is important. You know, I'll never forget my best friend in college. We were at Northwestern, and we would walk from our dorm to where they held most of our classes, and there were always credit card vendors outside. And my buddy Brendan would stop at the first table and be like, hey, I'm going to fill out a credit card application and get a t-shirt. And then he'd walk to the next one, and I'm going to fill out a credit card application and get a water bottle. And I'll never forget his mom called about 6 months into freshman year, and she's like, you got to stop doing this. All right? The guy had 8 credit cards. But the idea is, what does financial literacy look like? And when they do that with their families, they get another $250. Again, funded by what? Money that we would have given to the state that we can now route to Marietta. And then lastly, completing the FAFSA to determine financial eligibility, maybe ASVAB if they're going into a career. And then meeting with our career advisors, or Millie and Andre as college advisors. But do you see the big picture? The idea is that we as a community, and we are prepared to start funding this now, when that class graduates, when they meet the expectations we have for our children, just do the right thing and we're going to take care of you. Do the right thing, and we're going to set you up through this Be Somebody savings program. So I'll leave you with this thought. We're the only public K-12 school district in Georgia leaning in this way. If you're interested and want to know more, you can go to our website. You can email me directly and say, Grant, I think I pay taxes and I think I owe. It is, and I won't tell HR. But it's as simple as filling out a form. It's that simple. And then next year, when you pay your taxes, it goes into an account earmarked for us. So I share that opportunity with you, high school staff. It is an incentive that we are doing to support what you do in your classrooms. Now, I'd like to bring Caleb back because we have some other giveaways, and it's not an officer. Oh, settle down. Caleb, come on out, buddy. Yeah, I need to. Somebody over here just said pivot. Got it. All right, Caleb, what you got, buddy?
We're back at Marietta. We do it better each time we do it. So the gifts are going to be a little bit better. So first thing, we're starting off with a gift basket from the local exchange. So again, the old-fashioned way. 3, 4, 9, 1.
You got one? All right, here we go. We'll get you at the end. Great, we got it. Next, Caleb, what you got, buddy?
All right, we have another gift basket, but for all our dog owners from the Dog Stop. Oh.
I'm going to tell you, Irene Behrens loves the Dog Stop. That dog lives better than I do, okay? So if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for me. Go, Caleb, what you got, buddy?
All right. 3, 4. I'm sorry. 3, 4, 3, 6.
All right. All right, now. Oh, no, settle down. I'm actually going to have the officers throw it out. It's kind of like a gift, right? Gentlemen, would you come back out? All right. All right, well, Caleb, they think we're giving away an SRO as a raffle prize, but we're actually giving away Barney socks. You want to turn the officers loose and everybody loose so they can throw it in the audience?
Let's do it.
On the count of 3, tee it up.
All right, ready? 1.
Coming up, guys, coming up.
2, 3, throw 'em.
Thank you, Caleb. Have you ever been in front of your class where you feel like you're losing control? You bring one single officer on stage and look what happened. Now listen, so again, I told you, right, like there are 3 things I haven't seen, and this is the second one. And it's just my attempt to figure out who says what. The last one was the ism. I have absolutely no idea what's next. Go ahead, Kim.
I'm not good at naming songs.
I'm not good at songs.
Given his age and the time period.
I don't know what it's called.
But what's the one? It's
The Journey song, Don't Stop Believing. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Gonna stop there. Oh, shoot. Hold on to the feeling. Yep, got it.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Like, welcome to Atlanta.
Ma'am, in this brochure it says this tour is crunk.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on the things like every day.
But welcome to Marietta with his own spin. Welcome to Marietta where the players play and Grant's around town every day.
Can't Stop Me Now or Stop by Queen.
Stop me now.
I have to sing it? I'm not singing it. Can't Stop Me Now. I'm not doing it.
Run This Town by Jay-Z.
How's it go?
Maybe Paradise City, Guns N' Roses. You're not pulling me into that one.
When like the Star Wars guy walks in the room and everybody like stops and listens. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know, I've never seen Star Wars. That's just what I thought of like Darth Vader.
It was a cheerleader. So how about Thunderstruck? Dun, 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 dun. And then the splits.
I think of Rocky. Dun, 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 dun.
ZZ Top, Sharp Dressed Man.
I like it when you call me Big Papa. Put your hands in the air if you're a true player.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
I'm like just trying to process it all. I don't know. You know, it's funny, Marvin. I appreciate you thinking that I'm a sharp-dressed man. My wife, like, so when I get home, I cannot get out of a suit fast enough, and I go into shorts and flip-flops, and sometimes like a hoodie, and my wife is like, you look like a bum and you're the superintendent, you gotta put on shoes. And just know, like, if you see us at a football game and it's like hot in August and I'm wearing sandals, that was after an hour-long discussion with my wife and I won. If I'm wearing shoes, it means that she won. Big Papa? Hey, Bowden, I thought Darth Vader was like a bad person. All right, I digress. Okay, so I'm telling y'all, paybacks, you know what they say about paybacks. I'm just saying right now. All right, I don't know what next year's going to bring, but it's not me that time, next time. All right, so let's talk. So we talked for a moment about safety. I'd like to talk now, just for a second, about cell phones. So if you were not aware, this past year, the state of Georgia adopted legislation, K-8, and Marietta was really the model for that legislation. I had the privilege and honor to collaborate with Representative Hilton and testify at 2 different legislative hearings, and quite honestly, all I did was share our story, and in some ways, like what I believed as a father and as an educator around cell phones and smartwatches and social media and what have you. Well, coming out of that legislation, for our elementary schools, it's real simple. Across our elementary schools, our 8 elementary schools, the expectation really is bell to bell, no cell. And really that's what's happening. Put them in the bags, get rid of them. Do I wish maybe, just maybe, those kids didn't have smartwatches at that age? Of course I do. Hey, elementary teachers, how many of you have seen smartwatches in your building? Lots. I'm not judging. Every family's different. What we will say is this legislation and our belief as leaders and principals in the district, those things go away for the day. And I want to remind you, elementary educators, the behavior of our children will depend on the consistency of the adults. Okay? Middle school, different conversation. Actually, incredibly empowering to think about the impact that MSGA and MMS had across this entire state last year. The legislation that was written for the entire state of Georgia, one of 17 states, in many ways was impacted by MSGA and MMS. A year and a half ago or so, the board voted, this was the AJC headline, to say basically enough's enough in our middle grades. And as a result of that, we would partner with Children's Healthcare and Emory University, and we would do a deep study on how is this impacting children, staff, and families. I share this headline with you in the Journal of School Health. That is a recent publication that occurred in May, really sharing the success of MSGA and MMS. And what were some of those successes? I'll share with you in a second, not yet, some staff results from another research study. But overwhelmingly, staff said kids are more focused. I feel more successful in my class. But I'll tell you what was so compelling. When they compared student feedback on the Georgia Student Health Survey from the year before we implemented cell phone and smartwatch limitations at the middle grades. So they looked at 7th graders who were sitting at the middle school before we had any consistent protocol around cell phones. And then they surveyed those exact same kids as 8th graders. Same building, exact same kids, literally kid for kid. We matched up the kids. There was a 22% increase in student perception that the classroom environment was better so they could learn. Folks, you get a middle school to tell me anything significant? There was a 22% increase, and they said compared to a year ago, based on what we do now, I can learn better. That's powerful. I'll never forget the phone call I got from Julie. Julie is the lead researcher for Emory's Public School of Health. She's the one partnering with us on this project. And she was the one in and out of your schools last year. She had been at MSGA and Marietta Middle School. And I remember when she called me and she was pulling out of the parking lot, having spent several days at each school. Staff, some of you might remember, she met with teachers, administrators, bus drivers, coaches. And they were really pulling together what is staff perception. Listen, sometimes the kids, they don't like it, they don't want it, they don't think they need it. But they'll tell you they're learning better. But when we talk to staff and we talk to families, Julie called me as she was pulling out of the parking lot, driving back to Decatur to go to her campus at Emory. She said, Grant, I just finished several days at both schools, and I just have to tell you, I'm not going to say it like this in the research report, but I need you to hear this. There are 3 things, and she hadn't even gotten out of the parking lot yet. She said, there are 3 things our research team has observed in our days at MSGA and MMS. She said, 1, It's like a completely different, teachers report, it's a completely different student. Staff report, it's a completely different classroom. And staff report, it's a completely different school. And I just want to say thank you to MSGA and MMS for leaning in, because as I said with elementary, student behavior is based on the consistency of adults. I want to show you two other data points, really. We also partnered with Kennesaw State University. And we push out a staff survey at the end of the year. Well, for MSGA and MMS, we baked in 6 or 7, 8 questions to ask you, how's it going? And I remember when the Kennesaw State researcher, Dr. Chang, came to me and said, hey, I know you're doing this work with Emory and Children's, but could we also lean in? Because I'm really interested in teacher burnout. And how do teachers feel when they're not the cell phone police anymore? And she proceeded in that survey, MSGA and MMS teachers, you'll remember this from May. She asked these 4 questions. Hey, based on this protocol that we put in place, these limitations around classroom environment, these 4 questions are just around classroom environment. Management, connection, learning, engagement, interactions. She asked you, do you agree or disagree? Agree, strongly agree, slightly agree? Look at the numbers. 100% of the MSGA teachers agreed that their classroom was better. "90% of the people sitting in the back. You can't get a middle school staff to agree upon anything. Just kidding. 90% of the middle school staff said their classroom, they agreed with those statements. Let me show you one other that's not actually about a classroom, it's about you, and your well-being, which we say is a priority, so why don't we stop talking about it and actually do something? My wife says all the time, men don't tell you how they feel, they show you. This is what we showed together. We asked in that survey, MSGA and MMS, are you less stressed? Do you feel more supported? Do you feel like it's rewarding? And how's your well-being? And we gave you the chance to rate that all the way from strongly disagree to strongly agree or neutral. Look at these numbers. 90% of the MSGA staff said their well-being overall was better. They said they agree with these 4 statements. Middle school was at 80%. Folks, you talk about things that are statistically significant. We talk about something being statistically significant that's at 3%. You give me 80, 90, or 100% teachers, you're winning. And you're consistent. So now that leads us to the high school. This was obviously a spirited discussion over the last 6 months. It's actually really simple. We want the exact same things. We're going to take a slightly different approach and figure out if it works. So what does that look like? High school staff. Again, thinking about the consistency of the adults will guide the behavior of the children. 4 things we've said, and listen, this is a position that's much stronger than when we closed school in May. 4 things. No cell phones out during instructional time, period. No smartwatches. No AirPods. No personal devices. And just like we learned at MSGA and MMS, for teacher well-being, we cannot make you the cell phone police. High school teachers, you know what it was. Like, it's first warning, call the parent, second offense, third offense, write a referral. And the phone's still in the classroom. So what we learned at MSGA and MMS is we take this off the teachers. Teachers, your only job, MSGA and MMS, I need an amen. All you had to do was call for front office or administrator. Amen? Amen. High school staff, it's the exact same thing. Your consistency, just like that of MSGA and MMS, will change behavior. Because we believe, again, the behavior of our students will change based on the consistency of adults. You teach, you love, you don't be the cell phone police. And I want to stop for just a minute. I wish this conversation was as simple as protocols. Protocols in elementary, or middle, or high. But it's actually so much deeper than that. And like, I stand on this stage as much as a dad as I do a superintendent. And I'm worried. I'm really worried. I'm not talking about the protocols. I'm actually talking about each of us and our kids. Folks, I'll be honest, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand. But sometimes I struggle to be present in the moment because there's a cell phone in my hand where there's an algorithm that keeps sucking me in. And whether it's a text message or whether it's a phone call or whether it's social media, like, it's a distraction for me. And what really worries me is, what about our children who are digital natives? I didn't grow up with a screen in my hand. I grew up going outside on a bike. I left in the morning, I came back at night. I might have watched like WWF in the morning on Saturday. But I was not raised with a device that had shifted my attention every 30 seconds. And I think there's a reflective moment that's not about protocols and superintendent, but it's actually about each of us. We talk about digital citizenship. Maybe, just maybe, digital citizenship could be a place where we allow our schools to be phone-free so kids can be the best version of themselves. But I also turn the mirror right back to each one of us and how we model that. And I saw something that was so compelling for me. I'm not 18 years old, I'm 50. And yet, when I think about what I want for our 18-year-olds, or I think about what I want for my 9-year-old in 4th grade or my 12-year-old in 7th grade, I want them living their best life, not addicted to a screen. And I paused for a moment this morning, not to talk to you about protocol, but actually to hold a mirror up for all of us to think about the opportunity we have for our children and for ourselves and our families. I'm trying to do a better job of putting my phone away when I get home. Because it can wait, my kids can't. And maybe, just maybe, the next 3 minutes will be reflective for you too, regardless of your age, but certainly for our 18-year-olds and everyone younger than them.
Bear with me, everybody. I'm going to start off today on a little bit of a heavy note, but I promise things will lighten up. The dots on this screen represent an adult life in months, assuming a life expectancy of 90. So if you're 18 years old right now, this is an optimistic estimate of the months that you have left. Take a second to take that in. Probably not as many as you would expect. And I'm sorry to say that it does get worse, because about a third of that time is going to be spent sleeping. On average, 126 of those months will go to school and your career. About 18 will be spent driving, 36 cooking and eating, 36 doing chores and errands, and about 27 in the bathroom and taking care of personal hygiene. So that leaves you with 334 months, optimistically, for everything else. So this is where you tick the boxes on your bucket list. This is where you pursue your passions and travel the world and leave your mark. How you spend this time is going to determine the quality of your life. But this time isn't just something that you spend, it's also something that you invest. Because what you do with it will quite literally determine the kind of person you become. The body, mind, and character that you will have in the future are being actively shaped by how you choose to use your time today. So take a second and ask yourself, what do you want to do with that free time? What things do you want to do that you haven't done? Who do you want to spend that time with? What is worth investing it in? Now, I would be willing to bet that scrolling through TikTok, binge watching Netflix, and playing video games probably did not come to mind. But today, the average 18-year-old in the United States is on pace to spend 93% of their remaining free time looking at a screen. That is not counting time for school. So wrap your head around how sad that is. Imagine getting to the age of 90, seeing this visualization of how you spent all your time after the age of 18, and thinking about all the things you could have done that you did not do because you got distracted.
Honestly, I gasped too. So I leave it with you to say this. We'll do the protocols right. I think what we have is an opportunity to change outcomes for kids. It goes far beyond just the 90 minutes in your classroom. It's how we model it as adults, I would argue, in our homes and in our classrooms. And I leave you with this thought. One more time, what we learned, what the entire state of Georgia learned from MSGA and MMS, high school staff, is that the behavior of our students will depend on the consistency of the adults. And I would argue that 3-minute reminder only confirms how important the consistency is, because maybe, just maybe, we can help our kids during the school day to be reflective on what life looks like after 18. All right, so with that said, let's transition. I told you there were 3 parts I hadn't seen. This is the last one. Principals, I'm keeping tally, okay? See what it looks like.
I could sell water to a fish. I'm going to plead the 5th on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th, a motivational speaker on a cruise ship.
He would be really good as a greeter at Disney World. He's taller than most of the characters, so he would feel good about that.
He, I don't know, maybe own a surf shop or something like that.
Politician, because he's so good at working the room. A cheer coach.
I think he would be like a mega church pastor.
I would find myself along my steps saying, amen, all right, go ahead, preacher.
He would be a fixer in Hollywood.
He would be a bartender at a really cool bar in South Beach. I could see him doing that.
A crossing guard. He talks to everybody in line and backs up the car line. Gotta move those, get them out.
Maybe singing or dancing.
The tootie-ta dance.
But I haven't seen him attempt that.
Tootie-ta-ta, thumbs up, elbows back.
Not sure he was the best at it. Not as good as the 4-year-old.
He thinks he's really funny. Have you heard his laugh? He thinks he's funny.
I think he thinks he's good at coaching. He coached my kids in soccer, and it was a bit chaotic.
Flicking his hair.
I'm not sure. He said he plays golf, but I'm yet to hear score.
Oh, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
Probably choosing college football teams to cheer for. He's not real good at that.
Grant, I'm going to teach you how to do nothing. Because that's what I'm going to be doing. Nothing.
All right, so we're done with the jokes on me. Thank you very much. I do want to check in with Susan and be like, how's retirement? And no, Marvin, I haven't played golf since I had kids. And thank you, Jillian. I don't know if we won a game the entire year, but I did coach 4-year-old soccer. Anyway, all right. Well, the jokes at my expense, I think, are over. And thank you, principals. My wife would agree with you, as well as my kids, that my jokes are not funny, even though I think that they are. So thank you. And just one last thought. Does it make you wonder about AI? That's a whole nother conversation we can have after cell phones. All right. Yes, AI. Okay, I'm working through it. Caleb, come and save me, buddy. We got some more. All right, Kayla's back. And listen, we thought it was only fitting if we're banning earbuds from the middle school and high school. Who wants a pair of AirPod Pros? But not for kids, right? All right, Caleb, give it to him.
We just talked about headphones, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't want that one. I'm sorry, I just crushed someone's dreams. 3, 2, 2, 2.
Here you go.
Go Pros. All right, next thing, we're gonna like this one. Braves ticket and a Yeti cooler. This is like... Three, 2, 6, 8. There we go.
All right, Hannah won it last year from Yale Burris.
The last one is a grill for anyone. Ooh.
Big
I need a
fancy
grill.
Traeger grill, compliments of Johnny Sinclair.
This is the big fish right here. We're like very nervous. Everyone's like, we're good? We're good? Okay. 3, 4, 3, 4.
Hey! All right, we'll meet you at the end. It's a big box, which will help assemble. And then Caleb, I know, what do you think, buddy? What else do you want to give away?
We do want to give away t-shirts to everyone. So t-shirts. Made a t-shirt.
Right, so those t-shirts will be available when we're done. Caleb, appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Whitlow. And as we transition a bit to kind of the last part of our time together, literacy. And I want to frame this for those in this room. And as we look ahead to where our journey has taken us relative to literacy, you might remember in 2021, we partnered with the Atlanta Speech School and others to look at birth through age 8, third grade, and look at how we could pour into our people, not go by a program, and really think thoughtfully about what the science of reading looks like as we seek to develop the reading brain from birth, partnering with WellStar and our birthing hospital and other front care medical providers all the way through third grade. And then we recognized in 2023 this work doesn't stop in third grade. We would then expand that to fourth and fifth grade. This past year, in addition to cell phones, at MSJ and MMS, we expanded the science of reading and those principles about how kids develop the reading brain to middle grades. There's an absolutely chilling statistic, and that is 33% of our kids sitting in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade were reading below grade level, many of whom reading at a first, second, third grade level. The principles that we had learned in our first several years of this work, birth to 5th grade, actually applied to middle grades. We just needed to scale those up and make them age and developmentally appropriate. And here we are now. We will embark from birth to grade 12 this coming year at Marietta High School, focused on our ESOL teachers, teachers teaching reading classes, as well as our special education classes. We will be focused on how do we take the science of reading principles now, birth through grade 12. It is a comprehensive approach unlike any other district in Georgia. And we do it really in partnership with so many in our community. And I want to take a moment just to share these with you. So many people who lean in, several of whom are with us today. I want to acknowledge them. Scott Johnson is here. He represents the Georgia Literacy Council. Scott, thank you for joining us. Jenny Morgan is here representing Whitehead. They support our elementary work. Jenny, thank you so very much. But you can see it's an entire ecosystem of people who support you in the classroom. We never went out to buy a program. We actually went out to invest in our people. And you can see all of these different entities who lean in to support this work, unlike anywhere else in Georgia, birth through 12th grade. And the results of this work have really been focused on two things: developing the reading brain, helping every child reach their fullest reading and writing potential. Birth, long before they ever get here, all the way through high school, that we will start this coming year. And as we step back for a moment, acknowledging that over the last 5 years, our work has been focused on birth through elementary and middle school, the results are actually really encouraging, and I wanted to share them with you. So if you look, for example, if we take Georgia milestones, where we can compare ourselves to Georgia and to Metro Atlanta, take a look at the number of students, and I want to pause just for a second. Like, our goal has always been to help every kid reach their fullest reading, writing, and potential. But the floor of that is simply getting them on grade level. The days of socially promoting in Marietta, so you eventually get to middle school or walk across the stage and you can't read, those have to be over. And when you look at the last 5 years, since we've done this work thoughtfully, since you've led this work in your classrooms, one of the indicators we look at is, well, do we simply have more children reading above grade level? Is that the goal, the end all? No. It's helping them reach their fullest potential. There's not a parent in this room who's fine with your kid just being on grade level, but it's at least a floor in Marietta for us to understand how powerful is the work that you are leading, you in your classrooms. Remember, we didn't buy a program. We invested in you. I want to show you some numbers to put this in perspective. So again, looking at, based on Georgia milestones from 2022 coming out of COVID to present, the number of students reading at or above grade level in Metro Atlanta, it actually went backwards. Said another way, there are fewer kids reading above grade level now than in 2022 when you look at Metro Atlanta school districts. State of Georgia looks a little better. State of Georgia, if you compare 2022 to now, the number of kids reading at the baseline grade level, increase of 1% since 2022. I want to show you why the entire state is watching you in elementary and middle school. Look at the Marietta results since 2022. That's not luck. That's learning. That's you. That's acknowledging that we develop the reading brain in our children and we pour into you the pedagogy. So therefore, you know how to support a kid in your classroom. And it's interesting, we actually were chasing two things from the outset. One, we were chasing pedagogy. We said, we're going to pour into our teachers the pedagogy so they have the skills they need in a moment with a child to provide the strategies to him or her. So we chased the pedagogy. We also, admittedly, were somewhat chasing the outcomes. That's what we wanted. Because all I do is win, 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 no matter what. I didn't do it, actually. You did. It was just a song they sang. But there's also two other things we learned along the way. And I cannot let our one time together as a staff let this moment pass us by. And it's actually not just around pedagogy, which we chased, and outcomes, which we chased and won, but it was actually around metacognition and perception of self. And to our elementary teachers, you'll understand this. To our middle school teachers, you're leaning into this. To the high school teachers, we're coming too. To our older kids who can't read on grade level. But here's what we learned around metacognition and perception of self. And the best way I can frame this is the conversation I had with a researcher. So we're very fortunate in Marietta, quite honestly, thanks to support from the Whitehead Foundation. One of the dynamics in this work that we have, particularly in elementary, is that we can partner with international researchers to help us understand where we make corrections and where we're winning and how we shift and pivot. One of those partnerships is the University of Georgia with Sally Zepeda. Many of you have met her or her team. Over 48 books, an international author, focused exclusively on how do we successfully implement and have an alignment with pedagogy and practice. Well, the more recent conversation I got to have was with a researcher, an international researcher out of Canada. And he came to Marietta. And when he came to Marietta last year, his name is Jan, Professor Jan came to Marietta, and he came here to look at pedagogy and outcomes. What he was charged with as part of our research partnership through Whitehead, the Atlanta Speech School, and the United Way, and others, what he was charged with was, let's look at the cohort of kids since 2022. How are they matriculating through our system? Where are we seeing kids make more than one grade level worth of growth? Where are the teachers who are outliers? Where are the schools who are outliers, and why? And if we can put that lightning in a bottle, how then can we replicate that even more successfully across an entire school district, pre-K-12? That was his charge when he came to Marietta from Canada. And he said to me, Grant, I do this work specific to the science of reading and implementation and tracking cohorts of kids and data. I do this work across the entire United States and in multiple countries. And what I saw in Marietta is unlike anything I've seen in the last 10 years. And what he said was, there were two things that happened as a result of you, your pedagogy, your practice. He said, one, we created a meta-linguistic awareness in children. What does that mean for those of you who haven't lived in this space? It's the idea that words are made up of parts. And when a child comes to a word they can't read, regardless of how old they are or how tall they are, when they come to a word they can't read, we've taught them they can break that word into parts. And parts create meaning. Meaning leads to comprehension. We showed our kids that when you see a word you don't know, meta-linguistic awareness allows you to break it down. He said, Grant, the other thing we learned is around self-regulation. So again, it wasn't just about the pedagogy or the outcomes, it was actually about how do we help kids self-regulate? What we know is that reading is hard. And when kids take strategies that you've taught them, they can see that working through reading, be whether it's decoding or comprehension, that they are not slow and stupid. They're actually smart. And I remember he told me a story about a child, a little boy who was in the A.L. Burris Media Center. He was being interviewed because Jan pulled together all these different stakeholders. He pulled 8 different stakeholder groups, teachers, administrators, parents, kids. He said there were over 150 themes that emerged. Again, he came here to talk about pedagogy and outcomes. What he actually learned about was metacognition and perception of self. And he told me the story that I will keep with me as an inspiration for this work. He said there was this little boy at A.L. Burris who said, a lot of times when I'm in my classroom, in the past there were kids who were reading faster than me. And I felt slow. And I felt stupid. But actually, what happened was that this child learned that if I take my time, I can better understand and I can better process. And instead of internalizing to oneself that they are slow, they're actually internalizing to themselves self-regulation, that here is a strategy that I have learned, so therefore I can improve my understanding and my comprehension. Do you understand the difference? The idea is that yes, we'll lean into pedagogy and we will lean in to outcomes. But what I really hope as a district we continue to lean into is the idea that we are teaching children how to think. And we're also teaching children to change the perceptions of themselves that you're not slow. You actually are using a strategy to process. There are leaders from around the entire state who are watching your work, who've commented on your work. There are children whose metacognition and their perception of self is different because of you. Not because of your pedagogy and not because of 11%, because of how you made them feel as they were learning words that are made up of parts that lead to comprehension and a strategy that you gave them, many strategies. But don't just take my word for it. I told you there are leaders from around the state. There are children who understand now. They're not going to talk to you about pedagogy and outcomes. They're actually going to talk to you about, I know how I think. And you made me feel different about myself. It's their stories that the reason we're here. Let you share. Let me see.
Can we talk about, like, you've all had really cool growth in your reading scores, right? Who's proud of that?
I struggled with reading because I didn't really like to read that much. It made me sad because most of my grades were going low.
How many people have gotten better at reading?
One time I was reading a book and there was this big word and I was having trouble, and then I just sounded it out and I got the word good.
The science of reading transformation in school districts has been very powerful to give kids the feeling of success.
In my class-free time, when I'm reading, I just like take my time because I don't want to skip over words and make sure I understand the words better.
One of the things that we know about the science of reading, it demands explicit, structured approach to literacy.
We know that there's no substitute for great instructors in the classrooms.
What's happening here in Marietta is driving change across metropolitan Atlanta, across Georgia, and across the country.
Reading is not an innate skill, it has to be taught. I would absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, say that reading is the most powerful tool to make students feel confident in who they are as people and to really think about their future in a meaningful way.
I found out that my reading teacher was very fun, so then I just started to go to school, wanted to go to school more. She always made reading funner because she made like games out of reading.
We are transitioning from some of those approaches that were not so systematic to a very structured and explicit approach. And what that does for children is help them to be successful because it levels the playing field.
A reading circuit in a child's brain has to be constructed. Big thing is that it's in the last 25 years that we finally understand how to build a reading circuit for a child.
Marietta is one of the smallest school systems in Metro Atlanta and only one of 180 school systems across the state, yet this has been the blueprint for state action.
One of the things that is a proven method in helping kids apply meaning to sound is really hitting on all the senses. And the teachers here in Marietta have been very creative in the ways in which they have helped the kids apply meaning. Kids are using techniques and methods to sound out words and to remember the different phonemes and syllables within a word.
Well, we did an activity. It says blue, and you have to let's say it's a picture, and there's squares with like math problem or words on it. Let's just say that. And then it says like, color this blue if you get if you have 2 syllables. And it helped me because you had to actually look at the word, and that made me feel happy because I felt smarter and I could do all this stuff I couldn't do before.
Sometimes whenever we're reading passages, sometimes we work with partners, and when I finish reading a passage, they can tell me if I mispronounced a word or not, which helps.
Where we are seeing a lot of success is them breaking down words that are decodable and applying meaning that they've learned to how to effectively decode words that are in the books and things that they're reading.
Biography. If I just looked at that word and I tried to do it bagrobity.
Historically, many of us were taught, hey, use your context clues. What picture is on the page? You use 3 cueing. That will get kids, that's what we thought, move kids along. But what we realized is that without decoding, kids that have traditionally left behind will be left further behind. Without giving kids the tools to break apart words, that letters make sounds, sounds make words, and words make sentences. Without giving those resources to teachers, we're putting teachers on islands. We're asking them to use their best judgment. When there's a whole body of scientific evidence and research that's at their fingertips, we just have to make that connection for them.
With the tapping, it helps you with each part so you get it whole and it just makes sense, biography.
Bigger words are hard, but if you pronounce it slowly and you take your time, then you would know it.
Our goal in Georgia is for Georgia to be the best state for reading in the nation. And we love to be able to point that leading districts like Marietta as an example of how it can get done.
Reading is important because, like we said, it's everywhere in your daily life.
Reading makes you a better person because you will need it more in life.
This year, I improved 49 points, and it made me feel amazing.
And so part of our investments here in Marietta is to ensure that the children here in this community are well and their families have the agency, the access to ensure that they are providing safe, stable environments for kids to thrive.
Okay, so I'm gonna thank their teachers, Ms. Hardaway, Mr. Hitchcock, and Mr. Perez Cordero for seeing the best in me.
In Georgia, we believe that every child can learn to read. When I see districts like Marietta City Schools that believe this and live it, I know that that students are going to benefit, families are going to benefit, and our state is going to be better because of it.
You have to recognize this, the forces that have kept children from reading for so long have to be met by this overwhelming effort.
Education is the prime number in so many of our challenges. If you look at healthcare, if you look at crime, if you look at unemployment, if you get down to it, if we get education right, we solve for all of those issues. And so if we're gonna make long-term change, we need to make sure that the least among us, the folks that have been underserved for generations upon generations, that we say no longer.
It takes an entire community to be involved in this effort.
I had started wanting to go to school because I started being better at reading. So like for Mr. Hitchcock, I would say for him to look at me like, I still see the brightness in you. That showed me like, y'all still see potential in me.
It makes me get excited because it's just something that I have never gotten. Just imagine this, I've been in the beginning, my grades are low. Then, like in the middle of the school year, my grades are coming up. So it would take a long time to just get a good grade. That's why I'm proud of myself.
I felt proud because I became a stronger reader.
It makes it funner, so I want to do it more, you know? The imagination makes it funner, so I want to learn more about it, and that helps me learn more.
Thank you, Mom and Miss Washington, for making me a better person and be able to read more.
And what Marietta is showing through this deep investment in the science of reading is that we can make this change. This is doable.
That relentless pursuit toward each child's freedom to read, freedom to decide who they are, meeting the hope, eternal hope of every parent that their child will have a better life. And in the face of others believing it's not possible, Marietta has made this amazing commitment to its children.
Thank you, Marietta and my teachers, for helping me become a strong leader and a strong reader.
Thank you, Marietta, for making me a better reader and setting me up for success. Because I'm a better reader, my future is bright.
And in Marietta, our value, the value of the system has been put teachers first, prepare teachers to be in front of kids, ready to move kids along. Everyone is singing from the same hymn book in Marietta and is showing up for our kids.
You all value people and you value access for children and families to reach their full potential. Literacy is a major component of that, and we're excited to continue to partner with you all.
Reading is amazing.
I hope that you see it's actually so much bigger than literacy. I hope you see it, I hope you feel it, I hope you live it, I hope you believe it, because it's so much bigger than literacy. When we started with WellStar, just 5 years ago, we thought for a moment that our work was birthed through grade 3. And what we realized so quickly is that this transcends elementary school. It transcends middle school. And now, starting now, in Marietta, it transcends high school. You see, we thought this was about literacy. It's actually about life. It's the idea that we have these moments, these celebratory moments, but we also have these moments of cognitive struggle, of like cognitive friction. And what happens in your classrooms is that you give kids strategies, not just for literacy, but for life. They're not slow. They're not stupid. They may have internalized that before, but now that cognitive friction creates life skills where they take your strategies for reading and they actually apply them to life. We talk about what it means in Marietta, what it means to be somebody. In Marietta, it's this idea that while we welcome them at 4 or 5 years old, it's just a brief moment from there to when they cross that graduation stage. And it's our opportunity. It's our privilege. It's our responsibility to prepare them for life, to help them be somebody. You see, so many of you help these kids behind me believe that they are the absolute best versions of themselves. You're etched in their hearts and in their hands. And when asked, who is that person that helped you think bigger, to help you understand how you think? That person who changed their perception of self, it was you. So I'm going to invite my graduates and my scholars who were featured in the video to come on up stage. Come on up, folks. What I want to say to every single one of you is there will be a kid standing in your classroom this year holding the same sign. It's just got your name on it. As you help them be the very best versions of themselves. On behalf of these kids, on behalf of every kid who not only walked across that stage, but will walk into your classroom this year, for the way in which you are etched on their hearts, etched in their hands, and you will forever be the person who they think helped them be the best version of themselves. We thank you. We wish you a great year. Thanks for joining us. Your t-shirts are outside. The kids will stay on stage if you want to give them a squeeze, okay? Thank you all. Have a great year.